Messiah of Might and Magic any percent speedruns. Today I will be your guide. I am Cropax. I am, just as a short introduction, I am the current world record holder. I guess, to boast a little bit, I don't know. To get you convinced that I know what I'm talking about, I don't know. So before we begin, there are some things you need to know. For example, your video settings, set everything to low. The reason why we do this, so everything looks like a potato, like this guy, is that the game is programmed in a weird way. So if you go on medium and high settings, there is a decent chance that the game will crash at certain points. But for some reason it won't on low. So for safety's sake, set all your settings to low, because there is nothing as fun as, having your run crash in the middle of it. Just having the most perfect run. Everything's just going smoothly, just flying out there, and then it just crashes at the very end. We don't want that. So set all your settings to low. Simple reflections, model detail, everything. Get that shit down to low. Next up. What's next? Brightness levels, I just have it all the way up to light because there are some places in the game that might get slightly dark. So you don't have to use your night vision spell to see better. That's just personal preference, I guess. It doesn't really do anything. Other than that, there isn't really anything to note about this game. Oh yeah, when you play the game, when you speedrun the game, I don't recommend, we use in-game time. Because the loading times between chapters are very inconsistent and can be different from computer to computer. So just to make sure that there isn't a difference in times, just because that one dude's computer is better than the others, we go by in-game time. So when you pause the game or go into loading screens, the game timer also stops. So remember to set your timer to in-game time. Live Split, which is the as far as I know, the best program for speedrunning and taking time, has a built-in function that will make you both pause the timer when it pauses, or when you go into a loading screen, or when you do whatever, like stops the game. It pauses by itself, and it also auto-splits. So, for example, whenever you go from chapter 1 to 2, it will split by yourself, so you don't have to, hit a button to do it. So live split, very recommended. Other than that, I do not think there is anything else you need to know before you go in. No. Otherwise, if there is, I will just say so before we begin. Now, the timer begins basically when the first cutscene starts, but at the very moment the cutscene starts at the beginning is when the in-game timer starts. But the moment you hit go, start the timer there, because the timer won't actually start till, right now when he's saying Master Fenrig, where are you? So it'll be at 000, and then the moment that loading screen is done, the timer will then start for you.
We'll need it to get to the Shantary crystal.
Alright, so here we are. For those who don't know, this game is built on the Source engine, which then means that you can bunny hop. So right now, I'm doing nothing but bunny hopping. I'm not walking forward, I'm not sprinting, I'm basically not moving other than the A and D keys. So you can maintain your sprint speed by bunny hopping. So for example, right now, I'm using up energy and holding W, but if you start bunny hopping, you can maintain that speed. So, of course, you want to do this as much as possible throughout the game, like whenever you can, just so you don't have to sprint and it wastes energy. But in the first area here, not much to talk about. You just bunny hop through here, get the spider key, put it into the wall, and then you just wait for the door to open. Same concept here, pull the lever, bunny hop. Of course, I do a very bad bunny hop to show it off, but you get the idea. You kick those planks like normal. Wait just like 1 second for this to fall down, just because sometimes chains and ropes in this game, they sometimes freak out the moment that they, drop down. So if I were to jump on it, the moment I could, it would like be swinging all over the place, and there is a small chance that that it will swing into the wall and that you actually get stuck in the wall. So it's better to just like wait half a second, let the chain settle down, and then jump on it. Look up, climb up, crawl. You throw one box to the side, other box to the side, then you kick this one because then it, breaks the planks behind it. You crouch. This part's kind of important, or slightly important. In here, you basically just spam A and D while going forward through this little tunnel, because you actually go faster like this. So like there's this, and then you start spamming A and D, go faster. Also, bring one of these boxes with you. So when you kick all these boxes out of the way, like usual, you take one box, bring it with you, spam A and D while crawling through here. Throw that box through there. Same concept here. A and D to go faster through small crawl spaces. Oh yeah, one thing to note that in this game, the developers are very, very weird. I'll cover that several points throughout this video, but first thing to note is the developers don't like the mouse scroll wheel, so you cannot bind jump to the mouse scroll wheel. That means when you bunny hop, you have to use spacebar, like I am. Spamming that spacebar every single time you want to jump and do a bunny hop. You gotta use that spacebar. So sorry to any CSGO pros who like to use that scroll wheel, it don't work in this game, because the devs are dicks. Anyways, not much here, you just go out the hole, go up to the box, you get the sword, cut the rope, thing goes down, then you grab your box again. Now you just have to knock this zombie down the hole, because if you go down through the hole without knocking him down, the game teleports you back up again, so you don't want that, of course. So you knock him down, but instead of kicking him... That was an extremely bad example. Can I reload that? Yeah, I can. Nice. You want to hit the zombie at the very top or back of the head, because... like that. That'll make the box fall down as well, so we don't have to grab it again up here, and it'll fall down by itself. Now this is the very first skip that we will be doing a lot of during this game. Also, I'll be jumping around a lot, so if you forward stab and then jump, you can build up the speed from sword lunging. Like so. Like I'm doing a forward stab, which gives you a slight speed boost. So if you jump, you go forward. So if you're going sprinting forward while jumping and stabbing forward, you gain a lot of speed. And if you then bunny hop at the same time, you can then maintain that speed. Alright, next up. This is what we need the box for. In this game, when you jump and stand very, very close to a wall... Hold on, I'm a quick save right here so I can show it a couple times. If you stand close to either a gate or a thin wall, if you stand up to it with your back or your front, it's different for every skip, but I'll explain it underway. If you jump at the right time and then throw the box under you, you actually clip through the gate. Because the box is going to land inside of you, and the game's going to be like, wait, this box is fused with the player. Oh no, shit, what do we do? So the game just decides it's going to teleport you to the nearest location, which, if you're close to the thin door or the gate, will be on the other side of the gate. So, the reason why we do that is otherwise we have to fight a zombie in there and then another zombie in there. And also, this room is now completely clear of guards. Normally you have to like fight 5 guards right here, who are just, yeah, out to kill you, and you have to kill them before you can continue. But you might notice the door here is still closed, and it won't open until we kill those guards. So instead, we're going to do the same trick as earlier, go up to the gate, grab a barrel, not a box. This is very specific. Grab a barrel, not a box. Go up to this door, look down at the ground. Now one thing to note about a lot of these jumping and throwing objects under you skips, is that they're slightly different every single one. So for example, the other one over there, I was standing towards it in the middle, and then I looked slightly to the right. In this one, we're going to stand slightly in the middle and aim your crosshair right about there. You jump, you let go at the right time. I fuck it up, of course, you know, for the video's sake. So we're just going to do it again. Right there-ish. Jump. Wow. Amazing tutorial. I'm so good at this. Okay. Try that again. Third time's the charm. No, that's fourth time. Shit. Holy shit, this is bad. There you go. That's what's supposed to happen. Go through the gate. Jump up the chain. Not much for the rest of the prologue here. This is the end of the prologue. Right, next up, this is important. Okay, so normally we're supposed to put the gem in, or we're going to do that as well, but it's what we're going to do immediately afterwards, you have to take note of. The moment you walk through the door, when it starts to fade into a cutscene, the game is going to remove every single item from your inventory. Which means when the next chapter starts, you won't have your sword anymore. And we need that sword because you can use that to gain speed, you know, by forward lunging and then bunny hopping. So we need this. So to counter that, the moment we get through the door, you throw away the sword. So when you trigger the cutscene, it's going to remove your inventory, which is empty because you just threw away the sword, but the sword is still going to be on the ground. So then you re-pick it up again, and then you have it in your inventory when the next chapter starts because you picked it up after your inventory was cleared. So yeah, let me just show it. Yeah, wait for it normally, and then as it is opening, you take your sword, throw it in, and then it starts fading, and then they're right there. The very moment your screen starts to go white, your inventory has been cleared. So the moment it goes white, just pick up your sword again. Let's do it one more time. So throw in the sword. Doesn't really matter where it lands. Just the moment that triggers, go back, grab it again. Okay. Next big thing that will be... I'll explain it in depth here in a moment when we get to it. Because right now, the Gate of Stonehelm chapter is coming up, where you normally start on horseback, right? Can I quick save here? Oh yeah, I can. Nice. I didn't know that actually. So normally when this chapter starts, just skip the cutscene. Oh, just skip all the cutscenes. Don't need those. Normally you start on the back of this horse right here, right? And then you have to go through a 2-minute long cutscene. Right here, where you like go up to the gate, you talk to the guard, the city's under attack. Nope. We skip that. So let's reload again. Right. Now this is where it gets tricky. There is, during the loading screen, you know, when you see the castle, the loading bar going up, there is a very, very specific time where you can pause the game and it'll mess up some things. That's kind of a bad explanation for it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, at a very certain point during that loading bar, we're going to pause the game, and then when the loading's done, you quick save, quick load, then a new loading screen appears, and while that's loading, you unpause the game, and then if you did it correctly, you will then spawn beside the horse instead of on top of it, so that you can just run ahead and just skip the horse entirely. And that 2-minute long cutscene where you have to sit on the horse, you know, talk to the guard and all that shit. Skip that. Let me show it. And then I'll say it when I like hit the buttons. So it's like at the very end, you need to pause the game. Right. So you can almost see it right there. There. Boom. Pause the game. So if you hit it, the game is now going to be paused right here. Now the game is paused. Then you quick save the game, then